and Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another tutorial of object-oriented programming. I am with you Shajadur Ahmed, and today we are going to discuss about dependency in Java. So this is on another important concept of Java. So let us begin. So dependency. Dependency is defined as a relation between two classes. So it is actually a relation between two classes where one class depends on another class, but another class may or may not depend on first class. So dependency is actually in one side. So any change in one of the class may affect the functionality of another class that depends on the first class. So if we make any change in the first class, then in another class which is actually depend on the first class may affected by their functionality. So dependency is actually represented by this symbol when we are going to deal with UML diagram. So you can see there are dotted line followed by an arrow symbol. So in the arrow side there will be the dependent class which is actually depend to another class, and in the beginning side there will be the dependency class. For an example, suppose this one is class A and this one is class B. So we can say here class B depend on class A. That means the arrow side class is actually depend on the symbol beginning class. So let us see an scenario, and then we are going to implement the scenario into code and then understand what is actually dependency. So imagine a scenario where a customer class and a order class. So there are two classes, customer class and order class. When we need to save a new order, we need to save it corresponding to the customer. So if we are going to set a new order in order class, it must be corresponding to a particular customer. To do so, order class will need a reference to the customer class and save its data. So in this case, order class depends on the customer class. So order cannot be placed without any customer, as you all know. So actually the order class will depend on the customer class, but the customer class is actually not depending on the order class. In future, if any change are made in the customer class, it may result in changes to the order class as well. So if someone changes the concept or the behavior of customer class, it also may affect the behavior or functionality of order class. So let us see the coding example in next slide. Okay, so in the coding example, you can see this one is our customer class and this one is our order class. So there are in the customer class there are two attribute. One is ID and another is name, which is both are declared as a string. And then in the customer order class there are first of all order number, and then this one is actually reference variable. So we are creating a reference variable of customer class because order cannot be placed without a customer. And then in the placeholder method, what we have done, we have actually creating an instance of customer class. So this one is actually called that creating instance of the dependency class. So customer 1, which is a new customer, depends on or creating an instance of the customer class, and then we are setting information according to the customer class. Information means the ID number and the name. So new customer is created in order class corresponding to the customer class. So now we are actually just placing an order. So consider a scenario if we are going to change, if someone changes the data type of customer class from string to integer, then it will also affect the order class. This kind of relation actually known as dependency, because here actually we are passing the value as a string, but if customer class change the attribute type, then it should also change. So it cannot access them. So that's why we are saying that order class is actually depending on customer class. So this is what dependency was. So dependency is very important concept. Time to time we need to implement dependency in terms of executing the functionality of one class from the another class. So hope you guys understand the concept of dependency. So that's all from this slide. Hopefully, inshallah, we will meet in next tutorial. So till then, everyone, stay safe, stay home. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.